Welcome to
Oh God! Terrible. Stop.
Welcome to the Three Geeks podcast. My name is Jason. I am joined by Dan, Max, Rondell, Philip, and Max. Introduce.
This is Nadir. He's from a very awesome podcast, Games, Music, Life. Nadir, you can go ahead and tell everybody about yourself.
Oh, how's everybody doing? I'm Nadir. I'm one third of the super group that is Games Music Life. Met these cool guys a couple months ago, I guess I should say now.
Yep.
And just like what you guys were doing. We do a podcast every weekend, every Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and we talk about games, music, and of course life. We're all dads, so we game and we try to get it in when we can, and we're just cool nerds as you guys are as well. So I'm just happy to be here.
Nadir is also sponsoring a Street Fighter event coming up next Saturday. It's going to be at VGMX, but I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Street Fighter 4 and having a blast.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it. Yeah, definitely looking forward to it. I apologize. I'm in E3 mode. I'm trying to pack right now, and I fly out in the morning, so we're going down to get as much coverage as we can and geek out for this next week. So when I come back, we're definitely ready for the tournament. So we hope everybody comes out.
Nice, man. You're going to actual E3? That's cool.
Yeah. We went last year too, but we went down there last year. It was our first year, so we were just eyes wide open. We feel like we're kind of veterans now, so. I'm sure it'll be the same thing. When Jared saw Miyamoto last year, we almost got arrested actually. So he tried to touch him, and he's kind of like the president. So hopefully he doesn't make that mistake again, and we'll have a good time again.
I mean, I'd say it's worth getting arrested if you actually, touch him.
No, I'm telling you, that guy's like the president. Seriously, like he's Japanese, but he doesn't really know our culture, so he doesn't understand that he's famous. So like he just walks around like a normal person, but he has like all these minions around him, kind of like Pikmin. If you ever seen Pikmin, it's like Miyamoto is the actual leader, and like all these guys just follow him around. So yeah, man, we're looking forward to it.
Max can relate. He followed Summer Glau back to her hotel in Columbus.
Yeah, that happened. We were walking the same way, and I was following her, but we were also going the same way.
Well, that's your story anyway, right?
Which is right after me and another guy dared you to, lick her cheek or something?
But I didn't do that.
It did cross your mind at least once.
No, I absolutely did not do that thing.
Just a little spittle on your face.
And then we were walking the same way, and she happened to be ahead of me. That was it. No weirdness. None at all.
Pretty sure that's illegal in about 48 states.
Just hoping Ohio's not it, right?
Yeah.
All right, first news story and only news story that I have as far as movies and TV go. So I was actually curious about Mallrats 2, so I started doing some research, and it looks like that Kevin Smith is actually going to turn it into a 10-episode miniseries. I think that's awesome. Mallrats. Universal's about to sign off on it. So, Max, your thoughts?
I'm totally down. I think Kevin Smith got a little bit of the television directing bug here when he stepped onto The Flash, and I think that he's now a fan of how the process can go. If he's going to do something, on Netflix or whatever, it'll be awesome because he just gets to kind of do whatever the hell he wants, and he won't have anybody trying to squash his shit. Lately, he's been doing projects that really only interest him, so it'll be fun to see what he comes up with for Mallrats. But yeah, I'm down. I'm definitely gonna watch that show. Philip, what do you think?
Yeah, that's intriguing. I'm not so sure about the concept of a television series. I think it could be interesting, but I have to see him actually implement it. I think he makes really interesting movies. He just has to adapt it for the format. And it'll be interesting also to see, he's shopping it around. Is that what you said, Jason?
No, right now he's working on finalizing the deal with Universal because he doesn't own the rights.
So it's basically he still doesn't know where it would be picked up. Okay. because that was going to be my other question, is to kind of see like what sort of network he would work on. I mean, it would definitely be interesting to see, if nothing else, like a short miniseries. The only concern I would have is if there was any sort of success to it. As long, I guess he can pull the brakes. He's unconventional, so I don't think he would let network execs get in the way and ruin something that could actually be really interesting in a short stint. That's my only thing. I don't necessarily think it would work for much more than a few episodes. So, be interesting though.
I think it could work. I think it could work on like a platform like Netflix. I mean, I just got done watching Voltron on Netflix, and I thought it was the best thing that was ever created.
Yeah, we just watched episode 1 for this one. So.
Yeah, but I think it could work, especially with him, man, because like I was a real big fan of Silent Bob and them. So if he can do it on, for them to flourish, it'd have to be on something that was like a Netflix or HBO or something like that, so he could cuss and be himself, you know. So that's where he's gonna go with it.
Absolutely.
You know, I don't see nothing like that on regular TV. It's just, honestly, I read stories like that and I wonder, because the way people consume television these days is like, we want it right now. We don't want to wait a week. Even with Game of Thrones, it's only a show that I will actually watch every week. With me and my wife will watch it. But other than that, I want all my media like right now. I will like let shows pile up in the queue and then watch them later, just because I don't want to have to wait every week. So.
Yeah, I've become the same way. And for something like Mallrats, especially, I think his original concept was Die Hard in the Mall for Mallrats 2. So to spread that out over 10 episodes and do like a spoof serialization thing with Jay and Silent Bob, that could be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Plus, it'll probably on the nostalgia that people like us who watched a lot of their movies in the past will get giddy just seeing it. So I think if he can feed on that, I mean, I'm just like you. You said you worry about a miniseries. You know, you're gonna have about 4 or 5 episodes. You're like, what in the world did I just watch? But 3 of them are going to be pretty good. So you kind of take the good with the bad. But I don't know about a whole series. If so, just keep it short, kind of like the OJ series. Just give us 5 episodes.
Oh, that OJ series was good.
I don't watch it yet. I still haven't watched it yet. So.
Nah, I don't want to. Like, I don't know. I'm just like tired of OJ. You know, I was tired of it when it was happening. So. Why would I want to go through it again? Is my whole deal. Like, it was terrible the first time.
When you get tired of OJ, you need to go back and watch the Naked Gun part where he's like getting stuck in the window, and then he shoots through the birthday cake and gets thrown off the stuff.
Dude.
And then try to think of a world where that OJ and the other OJ coexist.
Yeah. He's one of the most polarizing stories if you ever think about it, man. Think about it. This guy was a world-class athlete. Orenthal was a world-class athlete. I mean, he ran sideways faster than some people ran frontwards. Then you take that into a company with, you see him on a Naked Gun, and then he just gets away with murder. Then he gets convicted for stealing his own stuff back. I mean, that is a story within his own, man. Like, that is just a great American story right there.
I was like, dude killed these people, got away with it, wrote a book about it.
If I did it.
And then, no, I'm good. But Rondell, what do you think about Kevin Smith?
Or OJ.
Or OJ. Yeah,
OJ and Kevin Smith.
Do you think 10 episodes is too long for OJ?
OJ is for a whole nother day. I think pretty much everything that's been said, like, it's going to be a series. I'm actually not going to wait week to week to watch something like that. It would just have to be all together like a Netflix type deal. That's pretty much it. I don't have any other interest really from Mallrats otherwise.
Yeah, Dan?
I don't want to be the naysayer guy, like I always am. So,
sure you don't want to be.
I just hope, because Mallrats worked because it was short and sweet, and it just hits you where you wanted it to for like an hour and a half, and it wandered off. I hope they can channel that into a series without making it drawn out and boring.
The Kevin Smith character I would really like to see in like an episode format would be the Clerks guys. I mean, Brody could be fun, but I think there's more that Clerks could explore in something like this than Mallrats.
No, Oh, I think this Mallrats series is going to be alright because it allows for the zaniness and just like the crazy over the topness. Because, like you're saying, if it was a Siege style, like Die Hard or whatever, they can make it 10 different shows within Mallrats. It's like it can be a drama, some sort of crazy mall drama, but like he's got people together in a place. So I mean, Clerks is like focusing on these two dudes, and that would get boring to me before Mallrats, where you can just have people running around doing crazy shit. And I don't know. I think it'll carry a story. I think it's better suited.
I'm just glad to see Kevin Smith go back to something like this. Not that I haven't enjoyed his weird films, and I'm looking forward to Yoga Hosers. What is it? Bratzy? Is that what they're calling it? The Brat
Oh yeah,
Nazi?
the Nazi
Yeah,
Bratz,
yeah.
Kevin Smith.
Dude,
I want
It
to
looks
see.
terrible.
I want a sequel for Red State.
that was good.
A sequel?
I don't know if it needs a sequel though, but it was good.
Why the hell not?
I mean, no, they'll probably just do a reboot. Let's see a reboot of Red State. Yeah.
Where they get his original ending, where the apocalypse actually happens.
Directed by Darren Aronofsky.
Yeah, sure.
Or Tarantino. All right, well, we talked about Voltron very briefly, but now we're going to talk about it a lot more.
Segway.
We all watched the pilot. Dan went a little further than us. I liked it a lot, and I'm not really an anime kind of guy. For some reason, this show kind of caught my interest, and I'd been bugging Max about it for the last month. Like, we need to cover it, we need to cover it. So, Max, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I watched the pilot. I really liked it. It didn't get too far into the stuff about Voltron that I didn't like. Like I remember hating. The characters seemed kind of fresh enough, and they work together well enough, so the show can go. I like the humor. They got a nice little punch there. Some of the funny stuff. The little sidekick guy. What's his name? Her little major domo. That guy, with the princess. That guy.
Oh God, that dude.
The butler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget his name. He's
See?
funny though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's funny. Anyway.
He's
I
the
like
guy
him.
that makes some food and stuff. Yeah.
Right. So no, it's good. It's the animation's pretty good. They use a style that's kind of the 3D style, but it's a lot of the drawn, regular 2D stuff. But they enhance a little bit. Like when the lions come out and the ships start fighting each other, you see a little more of that the 3D kind of layering or whatever on it. But yeah, it's a solid show. I'm digging it.
I started out watching the pilot because I was going to be a good podcaster and watch that and then watch Clerks. And about halfway through the pilot, I said, "Screw Clerks. I'm just going to watch the rest of this." I got up to the 7th episode, and it's really, really fun. I think it's made more for people that grew up with it than kids now, even though it's in the kids section. It's definitely for kids. But like the graphic that they show every time Voltron forms up is just kind of pure nostalgia for me. Like I have to go in my basement and dig up my metal Voltron guy. The back in the day, the Green Lion guy always pissed me off,
Yeah,
and I don't know why. But they rectified it with this.
Well, his voice isn't annoying for one.
Well, yeah, but you learn why later.
Well,
Oh.
I'm just saying, like in the original show, his voice is hyper annoying.
Yeah,
And
okay.
Now it's not.
Okay. Well, they actually do explain that away later. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to sit here and gush over it, but it's a really, really good show and one of my favorites of the year so far. Rondell.
Rondell. Nadir.
Oh.
Oh, you want me to go? Okay, yeah,
Yeah, go.
I'll gush over it. It's a good show. I just watched the pilot as well. I watched it last night, and just like you said, the nostalgia of when I was younger, and I wish I had those metal Voltron toys. I remember I lived in Jersey at the time. My grandmother sent it to me, and I never forget opening up that package. And I just remember just like all the things from Power Rangers to Ronin Warriors to all these other cartoons that came out, and it all started. They just ripped off of Voltron. So I am glad to see it come back and actually just get the due that it deserves. And I remember seeing when it was coming out for Netflix, I'm like, I hope Netflix does it right. So I didn't want to watch it all. Like I just, earlier said I'd like to binge watch all my shows. I'm gonna savor this one a little bit because I really enjoyed it. Like I watched that first episode, and Pidge is very annoying, and just like you said, you do figure out why he is the way he is, and he was like that on the original. Pidge was an annoying, just a whiny person, but he's smart as heck. So it's like the way the group goes is like you got your outcast, you got your leader, and you have your big group. And I forget the big guy's name, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm a big anime fan myself, and it just is it's different from traditional Japanese anime, but it kept it American a little bit. So not too much Dragon Ball Z, but not a lot of Ninja Scroll as well. So I think it's all right. I like it.
Yeah, I think this is going to be my gateway into anime. I was a Power Ranger fan first. I had never seen Voltron prior, and I think that's one of the reasons this cartoon pulled me in, because I know those similarities. This is just, I thought, really well done. A much better version of Power Rangers, which, it's the original, and they usually are, which is why they get copied.
Now, Dan gives me hope, but I just don't want it to happen where, like, the Thundercats anime reboot was really good in the very beginning, and then it just takes this fucking left turn. I don't know what happened. Panthro gets freaking stretchy arms like Mr. Fantastic. It's ridiculous. And like the Sword of Omens turns into this crazy armor. It's absurd. It's just absurd. For talking cat people running around, it is absolutely absurd. And I just don't want Voltron to do that, because I really like the new premise that they set up with Thundercats, and then they just ran all over. They just took mad dumps all over.
I haven't watched it all yet.
Yeah.
But as far as I've seen, I mean, there's actually a decent story arc going. And it's continued. It's not self-contained. Like, oh no, he got captured, and at the end of the episode, it's like, oh, he's all safe again. Let's go. But it seems to actually tell a decent story.
Well, it's just origin story right now, so
yeah,
it might take a sharp left, like like you said earlier, later on in this series. But right now, it's just teaching people who don't know anything about Voltron, and also replaying the things that we saw when we were younger. So, right now it's pretty. I'm not gonna say it's easy for them, because it kind of, for lack of better terms, it kind of is easy for them right now because it's origin story. But once they get into the meat of it, where they want to go with the story, it could take a sharp left or it could be right. I mean, Netflix has done pretty well with Game of Cards and or House of Cards. I'm sorry, and I got Game of Thrones on the mind.
Yep.
I got 24 minutes, man.
Exactly. But, House of Cards and other series at Netflix has been doing pretty well, man. They've been doing all right, so I think they're doing all right by it.
I mean, oh yeah, and all the Marvel series, and Break, they're killing it on Netflix.
Yeah, forgot about those too.
Yeah, unless they leave it on like the worst cliffhanger I've ever seen in the last 3 episodes I have to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm looking forward to finishing. Yeah.
I wish somebody would take another crack at the Thundercats. I wish they would like take the beginning. It's like, okay, we're gonna try again. We're just not gonna get so super crazy with everything.
It's like Fantastic Four, man. Just let it go.
Yeah.
Just let it go.
Dude, like the cast of that movie, the director was on point, and then nothing.
Yeah, it was Oscar caliber actors across the board.
All young,
doing nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all the up and comers were in it.
Yeah, didn't mean to pull that scab off. I'm sorry.
Oh, dude, no, it's okay. It's okay.
But where is this thing?
One day I'll get over it. One day.
Well, speaking of Kevin Smith at the front of the podcast, we are starting a weekly Kevin Smith retrospective. So this week we're doing Clerks. Next week we'll probably do Mallrats and Chasing Amy. And the following week will probably be Dogma, Jay and Silent Bob, and then so on and so forth. So we're starting with Clerks. What a great film. Like, seriously, funny. The dialogue is hysterical, and the whole scene with the cigarettes, where they're throwing the cigarettes, and then the guy has the nerve to buy a pack of cigarettes after lecturing this guy. What a great movie. And it's kind of a gateway for younger people into black and white films, because it was for me. Because I kind of had a stigma, which is stupid, but, you know, it's great. Dan?
Yeah, watch Clerks, and then watch Casablanca. There you go.
Whatever gets the younger people to appreciate the old.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I like Clerks. I saw it when I left for college, which is the age you're supposed to see it. I liked all the little, like, snappy one-liners in it, like the No Time for Love, Dr. Jones. I'd have more to say, but I was watching Voltron. So, good ear. Clerks?
Clerks. I'll be honest with you. I'm in the dark. I've never seen it.
Oh, man!
I'm not gonna sit here and try. Like I've heard of it. I've definitely put a pin in it, and meant to go back to it many a times, but I have never seen it.
No, that's the original, man, the progenitor.
It's funny, guys. You guys were talking about it. I put it in my queue, so I'm gonna actually probably download and watch it on the plane. I'll have something to do.
It's on Netflix right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. Yeah, so I'll put it in my queue to download
Clerks.
and watch tomorrow.
Clerks is the shit. I just love the scene where the mom's with her kid and they're at the video store and he's like, big cocks in my ass, clowns on cocks 3, and he's just going through this list of just the raunchiest, nastiest things you could ever, like, the first time I saw this movie, I think it was, I was a teenager, and I didn't even know half of the phrases that he used. I had to go search them out. Like, what is that? Rim jobs and blah blah blah. Oh god, no, it was great. It was enlightening, and it was hysterical. I think that was the best part.
One of the movies, Men Alone 2, the KY Connection.
Oh god. Yes. Good shit. That was my favorite part of the movie, and like when they go and play hockey on the roof.
On the roof, yeah.
And like, it's just the jankiest thing you've ever seen, and just like these guys just have to get it in. Like, I thought, yeah, it's good. What?
The guy who plays Randall, I'm surprised he never made it bigger, because that guy is hysterical.
Yeah, he really does a good job. And then he was in Zack and Miri Make a Porno.
He was really good in that too.
Yeah, no, good stuff. Rondell?
Rondell, you're muted.
I think Rondell sees go next. He's eating something. Looks like.
Yeah, I'm looking at something else on mute. I remember seeing Clerks, and I only saw it because while in college, it was on the standard movie network that all the college students got to watch. So it was just one of those movies that come on one night. Let's see what this is. Okay, this is silly. I don't remember a lot other than it being in black and white and just the silliness that took place inside the store. I need to watch it again. I've always said, okay, I'll go back and watch it again. Just never got around to it. But I'm looking forward now, since we were discussing it, to actually watch it. Maybe I'll do that later tonight as well. Yeah?
I'll go again. Actually, there was one thing I wanted to bring up. If you get the Clerks X or the special edition, there's the deleted ending. Have you guys ever seen that?
Yes, it's been a little while, but I've seen it.
I love that one. At the end, somebody comes in, robs the store, shoots the dude behind the counter, and leaves.
All right.
Yeah.
It just makes the whole movie a horrible downer. Instead, it's like, hey, we're off to college. It's like, oh, I'm dead now. Philip.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I definitely had not seen that. That's pretty dramatic ending right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a while since I've seen it. I think I watched it. I think the first time I ever saw it was with you, Jason.
Probably.
Because you introduced me to it. And it's definitely a movie I've enjoyed, and it kind of got me into Kevin Smith. Yeah, because the scene that stuck with me was the scene that you all talked about, which was basically the movies, the video rental scene, where they're just going off on these inane, obscene names of movies as there's a child, a mother and her child sitting there, and they're just like, I can't imagine. I mean, it's so funny. It's so irreverent that it's just so funny that she's having to deal with that. And that's really what I kind of liked about it, was the absurdism. And then kind of, I really got into, I think, later Kevin Smith's movies more than this one. I haven't watched it. I remember that they did create a sequel. I remember actually the animated series for a short while. I don't remember how long that lasted.
It was like one season.
It was kind of ahead of its time, kind of Family Guy-esque.
Yeah, I do remember that, watching a little bit of that. But yeah, I can't say I remember too much more of the movie, but I do remember that scene when you all were talking about it. It was so funny. I remember just rolling.
Dan?
Jason?
Yeah.
Dan. Dan will be like our weatherman, and back to you, Dan.
Nobody mentioned the bathroom scene. When the chick goes back to the bathroom.
Yes. I'm sorry, I was just thinking about.
How did you get back
Big
behind the
Dixon.
counter so quick? What are you talking about? That was awesome. And then they wheel out the dead guy from the bathroom. Yeah. Good stuff. But next week we'll be watching Mallrats and Chasing Amy. And Rondell, you'll just come over and watch them with me. Sound good? We can watch Clerks again too. I'm sure Liz would like that. Rondell's eating. He's been smoking meat all weekend.
Like mac-
It was meant to sound that way. We're talking about Kevin Smith movies.
Yep. He's got barbecue sauce all over his face, neck, and chest.
Philip, Dan, take us into video game news.
Sure.
All right. Do you want me to kick it off a little bit, since I can start with the basically E3's this weekend, if you all didn't guess, from Nadir, getting ready to leave. And so today you had one early presser, the other one is Bethesda. So earlier on today was EA. And they had their press conference, and then I think at 10 Eastern, no, 10, that's Pacific, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific is the Bethesda conference. Go ahead, Dan.
Oh, it was starting at 9:30 last I heard, but I don't know.
Oh, it could be. Well, it could also be the pre-show. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah.
My notes. Oh, I can look it up, but y'all keep going.
Okay. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. And so let's see. I guess I'll kind of kick it off with the one that got me the most excited, is Mass Effect Andromeda, that they actually started talking about it and showing some footage from the game. Not a lot, because it's still Q1 2017. It was supposed to be this fall. But they basically dropped a little bit of a hint of the there's a female character, but I assume they're going to have a female-male character, because it looked like that was the main character. And then they dropped it wasn't a different species, but it was basically, oh gosh, what is that thing? I cannot remember, but basically a male and a female version of two different species that we hadn't seen with species that we'd already seen with a slightly different variation. So that got me really excited. And then Dan, I remember you saw the Battlefield.
Yeah, the Battlefield trailer looks awesome. When they were talking before, they were talking about, like, I forget what they called them, but the mass siege engine things. So you get like an armored train or a Zeppelin, and they showed that like in action during the trailers. You've got biplanes flying around and the Zeppelin's just kind of creeping up. Then they blow up the Zeppelin, it drops, it's on fire. Although the very end of the trailer made me the happiest, because it's got dudes on horses with sabers, and that's what I wanted in this game.
Polish.
It's a Saudi Arabian stuff. Come on.
Yeah, that definitely. I'm not gonna disagree with you, Dan. I watched that trailer, and it definitely. It's funny because I knew they were going pre-World War II, so I can't say they're going back to the war that they've been to the most with these first-person shooter games. But definitely watching that gameplay and the fact that Battlefield has always let you use vehicles, and the fact that you are going to be able to drive Zeppelins and you are going to be able to drive the armored train, and
I
then
really
you're
want
also
to see more of that, honestly.
and they've even also rumored that you'll be able to drive battleships, which I don't understand how that works at all.
Very
That
slowly.
seems too large. But I'll have to actually explore and kind of bring it up next week and kind of figure out exactly what they meant by that, because all they really did was drop a little hint of it in the presser. So I'll have to see what that actually means. It might just be that you can get in there and you can actually fire long range and provide support, which would still be cool. It's a very different kind of dynamic.
Oh, and the gas masks. Like half the guys on the ground seem to be wearing gas masks, which kind of makes me hope for some kind of chemical warfare.
Yeah, who doesn't hope
Because,
for
you know-
chemical warfare?
Well, it should play the Slayer song too.
Yeah.
I mean, the time frame is right around that time where chemical warfare was definitely big in wars. So
Yeah.
it would be sweet if that was part of it. But everyone gets hyped for Battlefield. And I'm hyped for it as well. I'm a PC player, so I know it's gonna be pretty on PC. But the thing about it is it's always broken. Battlefield 4 didn't get right until like halfway through the life cycle. It's still probably broken. So I'm as geeked as you guys are about the game. The Zeppelins kind of got me as well, and I'm at a cookout looking at the video getting hyped. But then I started realizing and remembering how broken was all the Battlefields in the past. And I'm sorry, I know everyone's dropping their heads, but it's true. It's EA, and EA.
But let us hope, man.
No, I think the Deer's got it on this one.
See, if they got all their like dumb shit out with Battlefield Hardline, maybe this will have a nice release.
No. I think he's got a good point. You got to keep your feet on the ground. You're looking up to the sky, but you keep your feet on the ground. Because they're definitely, and I think a lot with these new games, it's been a little more disappointing than because like there won't be any or with the Star Wars Battlefront, there's no content hardly when they release the game, and you're just like, why am I paying $60 for this, and then I gotta spend another $400 getting the rest of the game. So
it's just a business model of video games now, man. And we talked about it on our podcast. We had a whole podcast about it. Just we're at this point in video games, we're happy when a game comes out and it's not broken. And that's just as a consumer, that's horrible. Which is why I tend to go towards PC, because I can get the games cheaper. The games are pretty much, I get them for like $30, and I feel like that buy-in is a lot better than just getting something that's broken and paying $59.99 on a console just so I can play with my friends. And I just feel defeated.
But on the other hand, some games seem much more broken on the PC than they are when they finally get the console.
Oh, absolutely, because they're ports. But even with that, though, I'd rather have a broken PC game than be broken on console as well, but only pay $30 for it. I mean, it's a lesser of two evils. It's going to be broken on anything. I mean, we got games coming out like Street Fighter V that was released without a story. And then they go back on it and say, you know what, you were right. Let's give you a story. Like, how do you sell something like that? How do you sell a game and you're admitting that it's broken? You're admitting that it's trash, and then you give us something after the fact. Like Battlefront, I'm still upset with Battlefront. Like when they came out with that game, and I saw it at E3 last year, and I was fully just open off the fact of just the gameplay, how it's 32 on 32, and that never works well. But then the thing that got me was, where was the story on the game? How do you plan to just have icon figures? And I played the game for all of maybe 4 or 5 hours, so I just didn't really care for it, and I never was Luke Skywalker, and that just bugged me. If I play a game, I want to be the hero, hands down. I want to be the hero. At least tell me how to do it. And then they come back on it and say, okay, yeah, we did have a story, but we wanted to release the game in time for the movie, so we took the story out. I'm okay, it's just that bugs me.
But then it's like, okay, that you are stripping us off and screwing us over. You took out half the game. You're going to charge me full price and then charge me again when you dump the other half of the game that should have been there in the first place.
Absolutely.
Welcome to Destiny.
Fuck you. Like, oh, yeah.
So now you're going to get me on a tangent talking about Destiny now. Okay?
See, I bought it when it had the Taken King stuff, so I paid like $50 for the whole thing. And I was cool with it. Had I bought like Destiny Vanilla, when it first came out, I would have been pissed.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a game that, I mean, it's still to this day you can't really understand why the story was not there, and they're just trying to piece it together. They didn't realize this game was going to be as big as it was, and I firmly believe that. And I think they don't even know what they have on their hands now. I think Activision kind of put their stamp on it, and they're trying to put their World of Warcraft stint on it as well. And but it's a game that has a huge following, man. People still play it. Heck, I still play it. I don't even know why I still play it, to be honest with you, but it's fun though. Like I just love shooting
Yeah.
stuff, and guns. I've gotten everything. My son plays, and you know what? That game is a community-based game. The community is very good, and the people that you play with end up. It's like kind of takes a life of its own, bigger than the game. So I think that that's kind of what it is. I think all games could do that,
Yeah.
But Battlefield could do that as well. But who knows?
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned about like Battlefront not coming out with a single player or story at the time, because the next one actually on my list was Titanfall 2. Because I remember when that came out by Respawn, I was excited for that game, and then I played it and I was like, huh, this is cool. I don't think I'm gonna play it for very long.
Yeah.
And they're actually recognizing Respawn at the time is they're like, well, we went multiplayer only. We're realizing there's not you need some reason to be tied into this universe because it's completely different. I mean, it's a very different world. And they tried to create some sort of story with multiplayer, but they're actually going to do it this time. And of course, it's not going to be an Xbox One exclusive because Xbox One didn't sell well enough. And I think Microsoft's got the money to pay for that.
I'm pressing buttons today. You gonna go against my precious Xbox as well?
I own an Xbox. I'm an Xbox here as well, but it ain't happening. The PlayStation 4 sold like hotcakes.
Yeah, I mean, Phil Spencer came in. He's trying to clean up. He's playing the Obama role of that I forget. Don Matrick, I think, was the CEO for.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, the marketing for Microsoft 2 years ago was horrible, and Xbox is still trying to gain ground from that. But I think he's doing a decent job, and we win as gamers. But to piggyback what you said about Titanfall, that is a very good point, and I think that they are the ones who are kind of setting the precedent of what we want as gamers. I don't want just a multiplayer game. I like multiplayer. Even with Call of Duty, we know it's a multiplayer game, but they always give you some sort of story. And with Titanfall 1, they it was the first multiplayer game I ever played where I actually sucked at it, but it made me believe I was doing well. So they got that part down on it, and that's okay because they had the bots in there, and I'm thinking I'm doing well. I'm shooting people, and I'm like, I had 4 kills. They were all bots, and I killed everybody. But I felt good about myself. Hey, I left there. I turned the power off. I went to bed. I felt good. But I think with the story, at least the trailer so far, it looks pretty good. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to playing it because I actually liked the first one for all of maybe 48 to 72 hours, and then that was it.
Yeah, I had the exact same experience, Nadir. It was a lot of fun, and then I'm like, okay, I'm bored, and it was quick.
I actually like Titanfall a lot, and then everybody knows I don't play first-person shooters because I'm fucking terrible at them. But I could kill enough bots to calm my robot down. Then the whole game was trying to drop my robot on somebody.
Yeah.
That was the whole point I played the game, and it was exciting every time. I dug Titanfall.
It's like the supply drops in Call of Duty.
Oh, that happens.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you try to throw those out to land on the other team. That is freaking hilarious when it works.
There's just nothing better than you just Wicked Witch of the West somebody. Just BAM!
Yeah, I played Titanfall for the same reason. Because when I used to play Call of Duty with Philip, we'd stay up till 4 or 5 in the morning until I could finally get a good kill-death ratio. Titanfall, I'd play for an hour and feel good about myself.
Yes. I would feel so good about it. I mean, and I would look at my KD because my son is real competitive in PvP games, and like he would look at my KD like, Dad, you had like 1 kill. Like, hey, I feel good. I felt like I was killing a bunch of people. I shot the pistol. It killed 4 guys at once. That's a win to me.
That's right, man.
Yeah, I hate first-person shooters because I can't play them. I'm so terrible. But yeah, Titanfall just it lets you have that curve of it.
Yeah.
And I totally get the whole not liking just the multiplayer games, yet I love Overwatch. So maybe if you do it right, that's all you need.
I feel like I'm missing out on Overwatch. I talked about that this week too, and I just bought it on PC. I'm gonna actually start playing it. I don't get some of the support systems. I don't get how each player counters another player. I'm looking forward to playing because I see other people play it, and it's like Japanese arithmetic. It looks very confusing, but I think I can get in there and play it.
See, you can strategize, but usually it's everybody picks the guy they like, and then they run at the other guy and shoot him.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I just see the Reaper going around shooting everybody. That's all I see.
try the guy that lobs grenades. That guy's hilarious.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I look forward to that one. That looks good. But supposedly that's gonna be the first game that's gonna have cross-platform as well. So with consoles, not PC, because
Yeah.
of course a mouse and keyboard was gonna be superior to controller every day. So, but PS4 and Xbox players will be able to play against each other.
Interesting.
What do they call that? PC superiority people.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
It's the master race.
Master
Yeah,
race. There it is.
PC Master Race.
You fuckers.
Yeah.
Leave me and my Xbox alone.
Yep. Yep. It's the master race. That's why everyone gets all geeked about the Skyrim remake that's coming out. It's like I had that years ago. I don't.
Skyrim with mods. Wow.
Exactly. I mean, they're coming out with it. The remastered edition is supposed to be announced tomorrow, and everyone's all geeked about it. And as PC gamers, we kind of just sit back and just kind of, buff our nails. Like, what are you talking about, man? We had that years ago, So, what is a remake gonna do for us?
They are kind of remake happy though recently. Is that
Yeah.
just me, or are they just doing a bunch of remakes?
Well, that's the way the industry works.
Mm-hmm.
You see, it costs so much to make these AAA games, which ties into what you were saying earlier. Like, every big-ass game is a bomb. But we have too much time to worry about it now because there's no other big-ass games coming out like 2 weeks later.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's Watch Dogs, it's great. Oh, it sucks. Well, we'll just sit here for 2 months and talk about how it sucks. Then the next big game comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Then the guys in Assassin's Creed don't have faces, and it's frightening. And then we'll worry about something else next month.
Yeah, somebody has to reinvent the wheel sooner or later. And supposedly Recore and I forget the game from PlayStation that had the it was a futuristic game. It had the shooter. It was the dinosaurs, the mech. I forget the name.
First Dawn, Horizon.
Event Horizon. Like those two were supposed to be the big hitters, but they got pushed back. And I'm okay with pushbacks, but you're right. It's the remake of remake of remake or remastered edition, and they're gonna try that until we. Heck, how many times has everybody bought Mario? You bought it on the Wii, you bought it on your Game Boy Advance, you bought it on ever. So,
But at least most of those are like different games with new shit in them.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, think about how many times Nintendo sold you the same game, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like if they could sell me Super Smash Brothers in the N64 or Mario Kart in the N64 at 80 times, and I'll buy it 80 times.
Yep. It's indoctrination, man. It was indoctrination. It was indoctrinated into us when we were younger, and I see a Kirby figure and I want to buy it every time. Every time.
No, Kirby has got he deserves a special place in the seventh circle of hell. Smash Brothers, that little hair cutter is ridiculous. I hate that thing. People get me with the thing all the fucking time. Right on the edge, I fucking hate Kirby.
Tell them how you really feel, man.
Oh, dude, Kirby can eat a big fat one, dude. Suck it right up, Kirby.
Smoking meat.
Smoking meat.
Oh my god. I think that's all I had because the only other real news they had was Battlefront 2 is being worked on by two sub companies under EA, Motive and Criterion. So that probably bodes well that they're actually going to make a much larger game. They'll probably have what you wanted, which I guess will be a rehash of Battlefront 2. The original one where everyone had the space battles that everyone said was missing from this one. And then and that's 2017 sometime. I assume probably right around the time the movie comes out. I think it's the fall now. And then the modern game by Visceral, which is essentially going to be set up in the modern universe, which is like a third-person action. It's 2018. That's the least amount of news we got on that one.
Okay.
You should have ended it on the smoke and meat.
Smoke and Meat, yeah, I don't know about that.
Tell him, Steve. Dave.
It's the sequel to Super Meat Boy.
Anybody have anything else?
No. We're gonna start that trades.
Max and I and a special guest from the Three Geeks universe will be doing trade paperback reviews, discussions, and stuff. Kind of like a book club, but only me and Max, and then a third person that can join us at that time.
So yeah, look forward to that.
So-
Doing Audible?
No, it'll probably be me, Max, and Dan for the first episode. But this podcast is brought to you by audible.com / wait, that's not right.
www.audibletrial.com / 3geeks.
180,000 books
To choose from. And now you can share books with friends.
Yeah.
That's
because
awesome.
it's great.
And I've only got 20 hours left of it. So that's something.
Now, I wouldn't know because I haven't reached this level of laziness yet, but if you're so lazy you can't even bring yourself to read the words on the page and turn the page, audible.com.
Or what if you can't read? Maybe you
Yes.
never learned how to read.
Yeah.
Stretch that finger to the button, hit play.
Yeah, or you're blind. Or you're busy at work.
But I mean, like,
And you don't know how to read Braille.
You should learn Braille. It's important.
Anyway, Mike couldn't be here tonight, but check out Mike at youtube.com / Mike McGTV. There's a new To the Chat Cave where they discuss Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Batman crossover. I listened to that this morning. Some fun stuff. Nadir, where can everyone find you?
I'm actually gonna put it into the chat here. It's youtube.com, of course, and then it's games. You search for Games Music Life, and we have another one is GML. The GML page is actually going to be the one we're going to do a lot of streaming for the E3 content. So we'll have a lot of stuff up for that. But our podcast is every Saturday at 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Eastern on Twitch. But we broadcast and then we put it up on YouTube. But if you're free, definitely feel free to chime in. It's an organic conversation. We talk just kind of like you guys talk, and we go a little bit everywhere. We went on rants this week of LeBron and the playoffs that are about to end tonight.
Believe land. Oh, yeah.
So we're all over the place. But like I said, it's an organic conversation. I'll put the link in the chat here. You guys can just spread it around. But go to YouTube, search for Games Music Life. We're everywhere.
Yeah, I actually found them on iTunes. I listened to a bunch of you guys' cast on iTunes. It was pretty simple.
iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, anywhere. Just any of your podcast outlets. Just go on there, and then like I said on YouTube, we're on there too. We're probably in your house, you just don't know it.
Ah,
But yeah, so we're there.
Just want to borrow some brown sugar.
smoking meat.
You're usually behind the bread.
I'm done.
We'll add the link to the description of this video. Also, check out our t-shirt store down below. I've added the link to Mike since Mike is the reason we have our t-shirts as well. So definitely check those out. And from all of us, have a great night. Peace.
Peace.